Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph Cybus, and I'll be entering my senior semester here at the University of Mount Union this fall. And today, I would like to talk to you guys about the influence that the internet has on cultural transmission and cultural evolution. So, as I was growing up and maturing into the person that I am today, I often felt I had something along the lines of dissociative identity disorder. Now, I felt this way due to how heavily I was influenced by my surroundings and peers. And I felt this way due to that I had a hard time making my own decision and generate my own thought and opinion on things. And this was entirely my own analyzation of my feelings and behavior without the advice of a mental health professional. And now, as a more mature and conscious individual, I think back to this concern for myself and see why that I was concerned for myself. Social interaction actually plays a pivotal role in the development of mental health and overall well-being of humans. Studies actually show that social relationships have short and long-term effects for better and for worse. Knowing that social interaction affects the health of us as a species is incredibly important to understand as we enter the era of internet use. The capability to interact with other people without the obligation of being face to face is rapidly becoming more readily available for those who decide to utilize what the internet has to offer. This new outlet of social interaction creates a divergence in the preferred method of worldly interaction, and in response, it also brings an incredible influence on cultural evolution. The transmission of culture is a response to a variety of factors influencing an individual. In addition to those social factors, the relationship between genetics and social identity help make up culture. The first definition of actual culture was coined by respected anthropologist Edward B. Tyler as the complex whole which includes knowledge, art, belief, law, morals, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So, due to the rapid development and application of the internet, our ability to gather those knowledge, art, belief, moral, etc., has increased tenfold due to the insignificance that demography has on our ability to interact with each other and opinions and ideas and philosophies different than our own. This opportunity to experience foreign culture through the help of the internet allows for a far greater variation in the development of human culture compared to a time prior to the network that the internet provides. From small beginnings to fantastic possibilities, the use of the internet has risen from nothing into something that 90% of adult Americans take advantage of, according to Pew Research. With only 10% of adult Americans not using the internet, and that number being reduced annually, here we see on figure number 2, we can predict a trend in which everyday life will co-evolve with the presence of the internet and become homogenized across the United States and possibly even the world. An interesting trend in internet use is the relationship between not using the internet and two factors: income and age. We see a depression in internet users when looking at adult Americans who are in between the age of 50 and 65, or actually 50 and 65 and up. We also see a depression in the utilization of Americans who earn a salary less than $30,000 annually. These two types of life are known to be some of the most stagnant lifestyles in American culture. Americans above the age of 50 tend to be cemented in lifestyle and philosophies of life, and that's fair. They've seen a lot of this earth and know themselves very well. Americans who earn a household income less than $30,000 a year annually are also, in some occasions, consistent in lifestyle and culture due to the restraint from lacking financial freedom. A study done on the success of the human species states that widespread utilization of social learning is the reason of the ecological success of the human species. And I would like to think that Americans above the age of 50 have found what makes them unique and successful and would prefer not to experience pressure on that lifestyle. Secondly, I would like to think that it's impossible to determine why a household would be restrained to a lower average income, but I do believe that a factor And that restraint is due to not taking advantage of what is available to you. And what is available to you is the incredible networking tool that is the internet. Crianza Collodini and Feldman state, a key aspect of human evolution is a change over time in human subsistence strategies. Several modes consider the interaction of hunter-gatherers with the populations of organisms that they consume and how these interact over time. If we apply this idea, the idea of the use of the internet coming into play, then we can see a change in behavior, those who do use it, and some behavior remain the same, non-users. The introduction of the internet allowed for a surge in availability for human culture transmission due to the access to non-kin, parental, societal, and peer transmission. These changes in preferences, personality, culture affect the gene transmission of these people as well. Gene and cultural transmission act on each other and affect how each is determined. Crianza also states that many of the first quantitative models of cultural evolution were modified from existing concepts in theoretical population genetics because cultural evolution have many parallels with, as well as differences from, genetic evolution. Furthermore, cultural and genetic evolution can interact with one another and influence both transmission and selection of each other. Through the comparison of genetic evolution with cultural evolution, we see that they are transmitted in a relatively similar form and ultimately work with each other to make unique, ever-changing individuals. Henrik states that widespread learning enables humans to gradually accumulate information across generations and develop well-adapted tools, beliefs, and practices that are way too complex for any single individual to invent during their lifetime. This encompasses the concept of coevolution between genetics and culture. The influence of the internet is a formidable force. In just a few short years, nobody turned into almost everybody in terms of knowing what the internet was and what it was used for. The range the internet possesses makes it almost an inescapable presence due to the intertwining of everyday life with the virtual web. The use and need for it increases relentlessly due to it. This trend is possible as a result of the increasing of accepting foreign culture or just culture different than your own. Accepting culture different from your own and being exposed to it are two entirely different entities, and as a result of combining everyday life with this concept, it produces tolerance to potentially learning from ideas and philosophies that are different from the ones that you generate. The adaptation of applying internet use into life allows for those who do so a far greater possibility of cultural transmission, thanks to the vast majority of the world actively participating and contributing to its content. To make sure that the internet provides and continues to provide beneficial resources, we should continue to work to make sure that the efficiency and accuracy of it is kept up to date, so that future generations can continue to experience its cultural evolution and what it has to offer. This presentation addressing the relativity of the internet, its effects, and possibilities illustrate how influential this tool is. These points embody how individuals who take advantage of the internet are exposed to a far greater chance of cultural transmission than those who do not. Now, I thank you for your time and attention, and I really hope you guys have a nice day. That was my presentation on the influence that the internet has on cultural transmission and evolution. Thank you very much. See you later.